everybody? Welcome back to another episode of PT Post Mortem. I'm one of your hosts, Swaggy, Dr. Kush, and in the booth with me today is my co-host, Mr. Doctor. What up, Doc?
Whoa. Well, there's something really interesting that happens whenever you do the intros. Is at least for me, your voice gets cut off, which I don't know if it's you being too loud or whatnot, but it just always ends up being slightly cut off, which is brilliant. But nonetheless, this is the Postmortem Podcast. You should know us by now. We're on the 14th, 15th episode, I think, something along those lines.
Banging these bitches out.
we have been every week. Every single week, and hopefully nobody's getting too bored of us since we've been going for longer and longer each week. But there's so much to talk about, and I mean, this week you got the last card, the second to last card, and we've also got to dissect the third last card of the season as well. So it's looking to, and it was a stacked card. It was a stacked night. It was a busy night. It was a really, really busy night, in fact, Swaggy.
Yeah. The show seemed to be doomed from the very beginning. But we got it done, and it was a wonderful show. Starting with, listen, y'all are gonna have to bear with me. The first three fights out of these notes, I literally just have who won. Mud won the first fight of the night, and I don't know how, but he did. He won. Now, I need to remind you, the booth was chaotic. We were screaming from the very beginning of the card all the way to the end of the card. I know it was a good fight.
Yeah, there was so much action.
It was a war from the very beginning, Mud and Kaihan, and then Mud ended up getting it done.
Which can happen.
Sean, I believe.
Was that the John Dodson? That was John Dodson. That was Mud was walking down Kaihan with O'Malley, and then, or is the other way around? One of them was walking down, and out of nowhere, you went from a complete 180 to the other guy winning, and that was kind of the fight. It was a really big adjustment very suddenly that got the KO. I feel like that was the fight.
Maybe, because I think Sean Corkery was at a different weight, but Sean Corkery had a crazy comeback too.
Sean Corkery had the head kick.
Yes.
He was getting absolutely battered pillar to post every time he stepped into the pocket.
But both were crazy comebacks. Mud with the first fight of the night, and Sean was the third fight of the night, and he got a massive W with that crazy head kick out of nowhere. We had him done. Me and Roger had him done. Roger said multiple times, "This man needs a gun," and I agreed. He did.
I mean,
until he didn't.
Yeah, no, it was definitely the case, but also as soon as Corkery landed that first head kick, he threw another one, and that was it. Like, as soon as he knew the head kick was there, it was like he was donezo. Absolutely.
Yeah,
done.
he was going in with it. It was crazy. And now
the fight in between that.
A fight that I'm excited to talk about. Because Doc finally gave me what I wanted. And this week on the unaired card, I get to fight on PlayStation. Who's returning the PlayStation? Don't worry, Xbox. I'm sending him back. But Jinja is coming over to PlayStation on unaired to fight me after getting absolutely murdered by Conti. He was winning for a little bit. Jinja was winning for a little bit, and then he always messes up. He always fucks up. There's so many holes in his game that it's so easy. It's so easy for him to fuck up. He fucked up. And he paid for it. It's exactly what's gonna happen when we fight. We still haven't made our picks yet, but Ginger's gonna get KO'd. I promise.
Okay. I mean, it's gonna be.
If he tries to sniff me, I'm gonna do exactly what Mozzie did. I'm gonna fuck him up. It'll be a bad day for him.
Aren't you scared of the ground game?
Don't talk about my Spooky fight. All right, What Spooky did to me. I've gotten over.
You sure?
All of my unaired losses.
You sure?
Him and Mud. Mud won on the live card this week. Listen, me as the unaired gatekeeper, I didn't like it at first. Kind of liking it now. All right? Kaihan was doing big things after he beat me. Mud's doing big things after he beats me.
You are ridiculous.
I can't be mad. Can I be mad? I can't be mad. If Ginger beats me, he might go on and win the title.
Well,
He's not gonna beat me though. Ginger a bum.
just a bum. Jesus. I mean, it's a mixture of both of you. How about just both of you are bums? How about that? How about we just agree with that sentiment? You're both bums. That's why you both went on Ed.
I don't like that. I don't want to agree on that. You know, sometimes you get stuck in on Ed. Sometimes, you know, Doc fucks you for a couple weeks and you get stuck in on Ed. And that's not my fault.
You've never made a live card in your life, apart from one fight with Kai, in which that fight I nearly fell asleep in.
That's a lie. I fought Rolling Thunder on a live card before.
Oh my god, have you actually?
Yep, and it was just cartwheel kicks and spinning elbows. I can't believe you don't remember it.
When the fuck was that fight?
Lucky gave the fight like an 8, but he gave me like a 3. Like, thanks, Lucky, you fucking piece of shit. That was like at the end of UFC 4, a couple weeks left. However, moving on.
We had Dave, the king of the gatekeepers.
That's crazy. We had Dave versus Fran.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For Dave, it's just the case. Every time I see the name, I just think of his first run in PT. +5, -5. That is it. It went +5, -5. Like, and I get he's good. He's consistently, and he's a really, really fucking good fight. However,
I want to use that word.
Okay,
what words would you use? Talking about Dave.
Yeah, I mean, he's consistent at being inconsistent. How about that?
Yeah, his numbers don't lie. I felt so bad. He was in my chat the other day, and he was talking to me, and I asked him. I was like, "You got a fight coming up this weekend?" And he said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Did you win your last couple? How many did you lose?" Like, okay, and I feel bad, but you have to do the math. If he wins 3, he'll lose 3. If he wins 4, he'll lose 4. It's never like he wins 3, he loses 1, then he goes on another. No. 3, 3, 4, 4. Like, it's even numbers.
Well, he's 4-4 on Xbox.
Yeah, see? And he fought Fran. Fran was fighting a good fight. Up kicks were saving Dave's life at one point.
Good old
Fran won this.
Yeah,
Fran won this fight.
Yep, second round KO.
Yeah, he rocked him. He was doing very good. He was fighting from the outside. He was looking beautiful doing it. Fran's the man. Fran's another one that's kind of inconsistent, though.
I mean, Fran was the man, but if you go back to his previous fight before this, he did get knocked the fuck out by mix-ups.
Yeah,
however, losing to mix-ups, not a bad loss. He's fighting for the belt for the 3rd time. Why are you making that face?
For the 3rd time! For the 3rd time! And Fad's gonna put another loss on that ugly-ass record of his.
What is your issue with mix-ups' bloody record?
There's no problem with me and mix-ups. Mix-ups is cool.
It seems it. Did you take the 10-5 record, even though
it's ugly.
Two of those losses are to the fucking champ. The most dominant champ in PT history at this point.
Third one to him. 10-6. Jesus Christ.
Okay, but like...
Yeah, but however, going back to Fran.
No. Because if you're mix-ups, that means outside of the champ, you have lost to what? 3 other people? Which is 10-3. Which in that case, I find perfectly acceptable record.
Who'd he lose to? He lost to...
I can find out if you want.
It's not important. Is one of those people Frosty?
Oh, I don't know.
See, that's the only man I'm confident in beating Fad. If you want to have this conversation, Frosty's the only one that can get it done. Mix-ups ain't getting it done. 10-6. Moving on. Fran won the fight before the mix-ups fight.
He lost to Driz.
Mix-ups lost to Driz?
And Dave.
He lost to Dave?
He lost to Dave.
See, Dave, if he's winning, he can beat anybody in the world. If Dave's on a streak, he can beat Fad. But not if he's won too many already.
And you lost to work. But Dave, sorry, I'm just getting over the Dave one.
Nah, no disrespect to Dave.
No. I think that proves our point more and more about Dave.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Dave can beat anybody. He just has to be in the middle of a win streak.
Yep, pretty much.
He has to be in the middle of winning. If he's not winning, he's gonna lose.
How can this man be so consistently inconsistent? I love it. We should probably talk about Fran.
We were talking about Fran.
Well,
I'm past that because I forgot this fight happened.
That's not very nice.
Well, nah, Fran's the man. I already said that.
I know. I was going to say you forgot the next fight happened though. How do you?
Yeah, I forgot it happened. It was a draw.
Yep. Our second
Nazanim versus Mozzie.
Our first one on PT
Live. On live.
Yep.
Nazanim versus Mozzie. Which I got a feel for Nazanim because Nazanim's been taking bad L's left and right. And here,
if I remember correctly, the judges' scorecard was 10-9, 10-9 to Mazzy, and then 10-8 to Nazanim, which was a bit weird.
Yeah, very weird.
For saying Mazzy held top mount for the very last bit of it.
Yeah, the wrestling was crazy. Insanity. However, are they running that back?
Yes, it was planned to, but Nazanim pulled out due to ping.
The good old ping excuse. After I beat the dog shit out of Ginger, I'm coming for Dino. The good old ping excuse. I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
I love Dino, but like it's not impossible to book the man. Is the simplest way to say it.
I want all of the laggy motherfuckers. I want them all.
So you want Lepo as well?
My life's laggy. Lepo's my guy. Lepo used to be TST. My Alaskan brother.
And what happened to TST? It went boom.
The next fight was Nasty versus Proxer.
Just completely continue going. Well, we're on Nasty versus Proxer. Oh yeah, these two. Boxing nightmare war. If you want a boxer, you get Nasty. If you want another boxer, you get Proxer.
Nasty and Proxer had a war.
Yep, they did.
And I know that because I can't read my handwriting.
You're too excited.
And I was definitely excited. But Proxer got the knockout. I wrote how. I can't read it though. But Proxer won by knockout.
Indeed.
Devastating knockout.
Second round. And that was the feature prelim. That was pretty solid. And so
the prelims are stacked up.
Yep. One draw, 3 wild fights, the first 3 fights were just fucking out of the world. And then we go on to our main card. First one being Tier versus Abdul, where we saw Abdul as a striker.
Yeah, he was working the striking heavy until he got dropped and subbed.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Tier's the guy. You got to feel for Abdul. Because Abdul was coming back from a long hiatus. Abdul was really excited to come back. Begged me to talk about him last week. However, he lost. He's not the star he thought he was. But Tier, on the other hand,
just like not holding any punches today, are you? Like, nah, fuck you, doink, fuck you, doink.
That wasn't that bad. Don't be a bum. Don't be a bum. I've lost my last 2 fights.
Quote of the day: don't be a bum, get good scrub.
Listen, I've lost my last 2 fights. But both of them, they're winning on the live card, so it don't matter. I'm winning. I'm a winner up here. Yeah, Abdul is not a winner anywhere. He lost. And Tier won. Tier's a winner everywhere. Tier got the dub. Tier got it done. Tier's just moving up those rankings too. Tier's getting big wins,
Tier's got a big fight next. He's got a really
he's losing
big
close fights. We'll talk about it when we get there. Versus Dan was a good fight.
Yep. I remember just though he was kind of and ahhing over this fight, to be quite honest. Like he didn't really want it. Like he thought he was going to take a week off, come back next week, but he would decide, especially after his like championship loss, in round 1. He was like in their own, but then he went, okay, fuck it, I'm going to compete, and then did. And this is where he's ended up, and he's done really well from it.
Yeah, versus a stud. Vanio's just on a different level right now. So you can't really even compare what just happened to Verse. Verse will be back. I do believe Verse will be in the title picture again. It'll be a closer fight with Vanio.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about why I automatically assume Vanio is going to be in that position when we get there.
Yes, we can talk about that fight in a second. We've got a couple more though to go through. First, MG versus John Africa.
Yo, MG, brother, why do you only throw jabs and straight? Everybody knows what you're gonna do. Everybody's well
Especially
aware
after
you're gonna
the
come in.
Smudger fight, it seemed. After the Smudger fight, everybody's kind of known that that's what he throws.
Yeah, cause it's easy to know. It's just 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's and the thing with that is it can work if you're throwing stuff behind the 1-2s. You can use your 1-2 all fight successfully. I do, and a lot of other people that are way better than me do. But MG doesn't put anything behind the 1-2. He just does the 1-2.
John Africa was using the jab. He was using it quite well, if I remember correctly. He was always putting it out there, then he was firing stuff at it. He took arguably the same approach as MG, but as you mentioned, he was just getting something else behind it a lot of the time, which was working really nicely in that spot. So, yeah. It's a good fight all around. John Africa taking the win, but in the second round, it was Edwards versus Shavkat as well. I have my issues with Shavkat. I really do. Only because I feel like his power is kind of non-existent right about now. He just feels like he's kind of pillow punching in some cases.
He's got all the spinners, all the spinning moves.
Yeah, that is also very true.
So and flying and really good flying knee. I personally I like Shavkat. I was having this conversation on Twitter the other day how spinning elbows are just the way to go. People hate me for it, but but if you throw like 30 spinning elbows in a fight, you're gonna get the doctor stoppage. It's gonna happen.
You don't necessarily need spinning elbows, but we'll talk about that just in a second. We'll build up to it.
The next fight was Vuck versus Tron.
Vucked him.
Yeah, Vuck wrestled him into the shadow realm.
It was a Vuck showcase. It's literally what you expect. If you hear the name Vuck and you wonder what's going to happen, that is the fight you go to and go, look, if you need tape on Vuck, that's the fight you go watch.
The thing I love about Vuck,
he doesn't care. He loves it.
Nah, the thing I love about Vuck because I'm disgusted by wrestlers like K Got Bills, and I'm starting to be disgusted by Mozzie. But
you leave Mazzy alone.
The thing with Vuck
leave Mazzy alone. Take it back.
No, the thing with Vuck is Vuck's going down there to finish.
Okay.
Vuck wants to finish.
What about Mazzy?
But the only thing in Vuck's head is finishing.
Okay, what about Mazzy? Because Mazzy's idea is every submission on the book.
It was.
Until what?
Until that draw. He likes to hang out down there. He likes to do too much. He got a
submission. He literally won 2 rounds off of grappling, and then the last round was 10-8 because his opponent decided to cause some chaos. Fine. Okay. He gassed himself out trying to kill him.
He gassed out. It was a draw. It was he's not Vuck.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
This is how you know you don't grapple in the game.
You see these band-aids? I'm officially a 4-week white belt, Doc. Don't talk. I might not grapple in the game, but I be getting sweaty on the mats. Don't fuck with me.
Get sweaty on the game and get fucking good then.
No, absolutely not. I will not get nasty in the game. And then we got Trixie versus Swag. Swag was using Tony Ferguson, right?
Yeah.
It was simulated. It was like sim Tony Ferguson because Because like how Tony sucks now.
Yeah.
He was getting his ass kicked.
Kind of.
By Trixie. That was bad.
Kind of.
Trixie pretty much said to Swag, like, take a step back, kid. You're not ready to be here. And Trixie's just got his eyes on the prize right now. I don't know what up with Trixie. Trixie's dog walking people for that belt.
So close to that, and we'll discuss that when we look at 24. Yeah, no, he's really looking good.
Next fight, Mix-Ups versus Warrior. Mix-Ups finally double digits those wins. 9-5 is ugly. 10-5 is not that bad. You say it like
anybody else has got double digits outside of Fad.
Listen, it was an ugly record when it was single digits. I'm giving him credit. All right, it's not that ugly anymore.
I would say the only two people with double digit wins right now are Fad and Mix-Up.
Like if I saw that record at the bar. Call it a 6. Simple as that. It's not that bad.
I'm done.
But it's not the best.
I don't know why you hate Mix-Up's record. I really don't.
I love Mixies. Mix-Up's cool guy.
You don't seem to. You seem to absolutely hate his record through and through.
He fighting like a savage right now, too. I wouldn't fuck with him. I wouldn't load up in his lobby. He beat the dogs.
I'm glad you're admitting that. I'm glad you're admitting that Mix-Ups was absolutely take you out of the octagon and show you that you didn't deserve to be there.
That record, though.
Oh, shut up.
My record ain't that bad.
Oh, shut up. Well, from complaining about Mix-Up's record, we got the main event, which was Vanyo versus Smudger. Now, Vanyo and Smudger are a really good matchup. That's just straight up. They're a fantastic matchup. It's the new CV versus Smudger that you saw way back in UFC 4. People have been watching since. Yeah, both of them are killer. They're really interesting fighters. And Vanyo is this different breed of fighter, which is the toughest challenge we've seen Smudger give someone, which is genuinely really interesting. And so... somehow, out of nowhere, so Vanyo's winning, basically. Vanyo has been consistently, winning all the rounds, but Smudger's outdoing him with the damage. Arguably, Smudger is slowly keeping towards. He is slightly gassing out, but Smudger overall seems to be leading the fight, even if it's not on the scorecards. So given it's round 3, then Smudger could get a finished in round 4 or 5, which is how he won the last fight. However... out of nowhere, Smudger's cut goes from orange to red, tiny bit of distance gets made, and then suddenly it's called off.
The fight was close.
Indeed.
The fight was really fucking close, and I don't think Vanyo wanted that to happen either, because Vanyo was trying to put on a showcase, and you could tell because they were out there trading. They were trading rocks. They were trading drops. Like they were literally going rock for rock at one point. Like they were going so crazy. Just swinging for the fences, bombs and vibes. It was a wild fight to watch, but it did suck to have a doctor stoppage at the end like that.
For sure. It definitely did suck. It was kind of annoying, but maybe we'll get to that fight again, but we'll talk about that more at PT 124. Which...
hold on, let me pull it up.
Do you want to get straight into it? Or do you want to give your swag bag and scum bucket of the week?
Oh! Shit, huh? Well, swag bag's easy. Okay. Swag bag's easy.
Who's the swag bag?
Swag bag. It was a beautiful win by Conti. Thank you for sending that bum ginger to the unaired. I'm gonna take the easy pickings that you sent to me, and I'm gonna have a feast.
The most biased.
Now here's the bucket, and I've been waiting to say this all episode. And Doc kind of just got mad at me, so this one's gonna be good. Congratulations, Mozzie. You're this week's scum bucket of the week.
Why do I run these shows for you? You just hate people with the beginning M in like their names or something. Mix-ups, Mazzy. Who's next? Mike.
Mix-ups is my guy, and I like
You
Mozzie.
sure?
Mozzie's
With how much you're chatting shit about Mix-ups' record, it doesn't seem like he's your guy.
Mozzie's probably really cool. The thing is, like, he's starting to remind me of my least favorite fighter in PT history.
Who? K got bills.
K got bills.
Who's my
and they both.
fighter?
It's all because they both give me PTSD.
Yeah, I don't know my least favorite fighter in PT history.
That's great. That's a crazy question.
I'm genuinely now trying to think who would be my least favorite fighter. I don't know. I don't think I have one. I don't think I just like the fucking wars people put on, to be quite honest, a lot of them. Apart from K got bills that one time. But only that one time.
Ugly record. 6-6 is disgusting.
Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news. His actual record is 6-7. Leave the guy alone.
Let's just get into it then. We got Abdul versus Holdy, the first fight of the prelims for 124. And Holdy 6-7. That's horrible. Abdul's 3-1. I have Abdul in this. GG's to Holdy making it back to the life card, but I have Abdul in this. Easy pickings for him. It's not even like it's gonna be quick work.
Well, that fight isn't even on. It's Abdul versus Zesty Smoke, who's 2-0.
Who?
Zesty Smoke.
That's that new camp.
That'll be the one. We got Zesty Smoke camp and Zesty Stump.
Let me say something. Let me say something.
Oh god, this is gonna be good.
Let me say something.
Okay.
The name Zesty is crazy. The name Zesty is wild.
It is a bit.
And there's been some wild camps out there. There's been some tremendously
TS2.
Terrible names.
TS2.
I see. I'm an STK, so I don't know what this TST is. I heard that they were pretty good though. They had like Lepo and stuff. However,
pretty good. I just did quotations.
However, the name Zesty's crazy. I'm just saying they should all be dogs. I actually changed my opinion. Abdul might get cooked. Abdul might get cooked. I have no idea who the Zesty fella is.
They're relatively new camp. I don't know where they come from. I think they may come from like the car scene. That's the thing. I don't really know. It's ranked.
I'm trying to be Zesty. Can't lie.
Your microphone.
Zesty Swaggy. Zesty Swaggy.
Moving on before this gets any weirder. What? Weasel?
Fucking weasel.
Weirder. Brazil Lucas versus WR Mike.
So here's how I feel about people that just kind of like use a name instead of like WR Mike probably gonna get cooked by Brazil Lucas. And Brazil Lucas is a dog. His only losses to CV, nah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brazil Lucas is a dog.
Brazil Lucas is a brilliant fighter, honestly.
Yeah, he crazy grappler too. I don't see Brazil Lucas.
Yeah, well, the winner of that, so just talking about the prelims, I think we should mention this. Basically, the winner of each prelim fight probably gets themselves into the GP or puts them in a position where if they fight next week, they're definitely in the GP. That's kind of the way you're looking at it, because it's 17 versus about 22, so the winner of that will end up either in the top 15 or just outside of it. The Brazil Lucas fight versus Mike, that's 17 versus 20, so the winner of that will get themselves probably just into the top 15 as well. Then you go to the Trudfend versus Tiny Z fight, that's 14 versus 18. The winner of that then also probably gets themselves into that top 15 position, which is what you're looking for. Call Me Swag versus Pigeon, who's Pigeon's at rank 20. The winner of that probably puts themselves into the top 15. The other ones gets out of it. Same with EK Warrior versus Crow, but that's 8 versus 19. There's some big leaps here. And then on the final, which is the feature prelim, is MG rank number 6, fighting Not Nasty at rank 13.
The MG's record's starting to get a little nasty too.
It's worse than mix-ups in my opinion.
The worst is Holdy, but Nah Nasty's a good fighter, man.
Yeah.
He's unlucky with the matchups.
I mean, as we've always described MG though, he's 1-2 merch, basically 1-2
yeah,
merchant.
But if his camp's not forcing him to change that up for this fight, like he needs to find a new camp.
Yeah, if got fighters like CV in it as well, which is the weird part.
That camp is made up of Josh, CV, Dave, there's demons in that camp.
Yeah.
Why are you only throwing 1-2s?
Fuck knows. Is the answer probably. Absolutely fuck knows.
But yeah, I expect if MG switches it up, it'll be a fun fight to watch.
No, I 110% agree. Warrior versus Kieran Crow, who's the betting favourite?
Is that flyweight? I'd say Warrior.
Okay. Call Me Swag versus Pigeon?
I'd say Pigeon just because he's been away for so long. Yeah. Pigeon's kind of a dog.
Just don't get him on mic, whatever you do. It's a bad idea.
Don't do that.
Never get Pigeon on anything. Like, it's just bad.
Who is Tiny Z?
He's part of AKA.
Yeah, I see that. I can read. I just don't know who he is.
He's been kicking about the place. He's 3-1 on a +2, so he's definitely someone worthy of note.
Yeah, he's an unaired merchant.
And you're not.
At
least he can get off unaired, unlike you.
I know all of the unaired merchants, though. Well, I thought I did.
Apparently.
However, then we got going into the main CAD. We got Nazanim, but it's getting switched up, right?
Naznim's out, so Mazzy's going to get given a replacement. We have looked at Fonty, but he's not confirmed. Caliber is another possible option who may make his return, but again, nothing is confirmed, so it's looking to be an interesting one for anybody Mazzy gets. Going to be an interesting matchup given his capabilities on the ground as well.
Yeah, nah, for sure. That fight would be crazy with Fonty. But K got Bills versus Fran.
Your favorite fighter in the world.
Yeah, Fran. Fran, I'm praying that Fran does his thing in this one.
I think most people are hoping that, honestly, when they see K got Bills, he's like he's kind of built this persona purely just off that one fight in which it's like
he's got a lot of heat.
Yeah,
I don't like him.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't mind him. He's shown to like have been a lot more active over these last few fights since that Keza fight as well, so it's not too bad. You like
versus Mud?
Indeed.
See, here's the thing. I'm going to go with Mud because Mud's 3-0. His second fight on the unaired, he fought me. And when he KO'd me, I said, that's a future PT champ right there. Because I only get KO'd by future champs.
Sure you did.
No bumps. And that's the why I'm the gatekeeper.
Do you want me to start looking through your record?
I do honestly believe that Mud's here for a reason. And him versus Verse will be a good fight. Is going to be a good fight.
Yeah, no.
But Verse is on a hit streak right now.
Verse is on tail. He's coming back after a loss to Vanio as well.
He's out and about. He's trying to do his thing.
No, I agree. Do you want to know something else on top of this fight?
Yes.
So this is BPAP Trixie versus Tyr. Okay. This fight is a #1 contender. So the winner of this fights Fat at 125.
Here's what
this is also 5 rounds.
Here's what I think. Trixie's gonna win. Tier is gonna compete. Like it'll
Tears in your beat. Yeah, well, that's kind of the idea.
It'll be a close fight,
Mm-hmm.
but Trixie's gonna win and fight Fatinator.
Mm-hmm.
Fad's not losing to mix-ups. Let's be honest.
Maybe.
Nope.
Okay.
Swaggy's never wrong.
This is gonna be their second fight at middleweight in that fight, but we'll go into that in a second. But yeah. Trixie most likely the betting favourite. Tears shown countless times, though he's solid, being 6-2 now on that +2 record.
Tears very solid.
Yeah, no,
very solid.
Both of these guys are looking fantastic, so I'm interested to see where it goes. The co-main event. So we were looking to originally run Vanio versus Smudger part 3, sorry, but basically what happened there was Vanio's not available this week, so instead we get Smudger versus Vuck. That's going to be number 1 contender for 125. Winner of that will then go on to fight Vanio at 125 as well. So that's also going to be 5 rounds.
This is a rematch. One of Vuck's losses is Smudger. This is going to be a good fight.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure one of Vuck's losses is to Smudger. These two guys have like always been in the top 5, top 5 consistently. So it's like they're always bound to run into each other.
They're dogs.
Mm-hmm. No, I do agree there. So, from that, we have Fad versus Mix-Ups in our main event. This is again at middleweight. Their previous fight before this was at lightweight, and and their first outing was also at middleweight. Fadinator nearly looked in danger against Mix-Ups during that fight as well, in that first fight, but then Fad came back and did some serious damage. Shaggy? Yeah, sure. Is shaking his head and just like going, no, that's complete lies. But if you go back and watch the fight, it does look quite good.
That first fight, Mix-Ups was dogging him for like 4 rounds, and then Fadinator magically came back and won. But Fad was using Izzy.
Would you like to take a guess on the picks this week?
Fadinator went Alex Pereira, and Mix-Ups went Izzy.
Yeah. Holding one.
Yeah. So Fadinator baddie minus 1,000 favorite.
Leave Fad leave Mix-Ups
minus 1,000 favorite.
Minus
you mean leave Fad alone?
Yeah, I meant Mix-Ups. That's a ridiculous.
That's a massive favorite. What do you mean? He's 11-0, undefeated, undisputed, pound for pound, head of the table. Fadinator, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Doc? You're fighting that right now? You're fighting that right now? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I'm okay. If it was anybody else other than Mix-Ups, then I would be in your boat. But like,
Mix-Ups lost twice to Fad already.
And the first one was at middleweight, and you looked quite good. Like, you definitely kind of do the same again.
Listen. Yes, the first time Max Holloway fought Volk, it was a close fight. The second time, it wasn't that close. The third time, Volk beat the absolute dog shit out of Max. So Max is one of the greatest of all time. I'm not saying Mix-Ups is trash. I'm just saying Fadinator's up here. Everybody else is down here.
Okay, then. So who's Ilia Tapoya?
We're talking about a different time.
I don't get like if you then who's Islam?
We're not that was a head kick in a different weight class. He took that on a week's notice.
Then tell me who is then tell me the entire Xbox division who is the Ilia Tapoya to Fadinator.
Nobody. I'm not saying Fad is Volk.
You were just saying Fad was Volk there.
I'm comparing that. I'm just comparing that trilogy to this trilogy.
Okay. Then, if you're comparing that trilogy, if Smudger beats Vuck, is that trilogy going to go the same way or what? Because they're now 1-1.
Vuck and Smudger are 1-1.
No, Smudger and Vanya. I'm just saying, if Smudger beats Vuck, what is the Vanyo and Smudger trilogy compared to then?
I mean, if that's like a different trilogy. That's like
I'm aware.
that's like
I'm asking you what trilogy are they compared to?
that's like Usman and Leon.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that trilogy.
Because we've had
That's
close
a
fights
good
both
trilogy
times.
to actually say. Yeah, no.
But to compare the mix-ups and Fad trilogy to Max and Volk trilogy is a very good comparison because that first fight, Fad didn't look too good. Volk didn't look too good, but Volk still got it done. Fad still got it done.
Mm-hmm.
It got it done differently, but they got it done.
Yep, okay.
In the second fight, it was still kind of close, but not as close. Same thing with the Fad fight. Fad kind of dogged him. In the third one, Volk beat the absolute shit out of Max, and I'm not saying mix-ups is trash. I'm just saying Fatinator's already fought him twice. Fatinator's already read the book 2 times.
Yeah, okay, your point's been made. Leave me alone.
I will not leave you alone.
Yeah, I figured, Jumbo, you just hate mix-ups his record. Well,
mix-ups is cool. He has a chance, but he has a chance.
He definitely does have a chance.
You always have a chance in this wild spot on this wild game. However, Fatinator's a guy that doesn't really give you much opening.
Yeah.
So GG's.
Jeez.
Oh, Fatty the bad.
Oh my god. Oh, you're not getting me singing it. Well then, we have gone through PT 123, we've gone through PT 124, we've talked about the scum bucket, we've talked about the swag bag, and I think that's about it. Unless you've got anything else on your mind you want to get off.
A new episode of the Swagcast came out today, which is my podcast on my personal YouTube, Swaggy Dr. Kush. Go watch that after you watch this. I love you.
Listen to the man. Yeah, I suppose slightly shorter than normal, but we've reached about the 42-minute mark. But again, shorter cards on both of 123 and 124. 125 will probably be a slightly bigger card than what we're used to, with it being the end of the season. That fight's going to be, those are the fights where it's really going to make or break if someone's going to be able to get into the GP.
And I might be shooting. I might be shooting too fast, but I think the return of J Dime in the booth is this week.
I believe so. I think so. I haven't seen. Yeah, find out Saturday.
I believe so.
I believe so as well.
But a lot of people have been sad that there's been no J Dime, which breaks my heart because I'm there. But it's cool. It's fine.
It's cool. Yep.
Well, whatever.
Well, with what being said, if you like what you've seen from here tonight, if you like Swaggy Dr. Kush over here joining me in the compu tonight, go check him out at Dr. Swaggy Kush on Twitch and on YouTube. Links will be in the description below. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the following. And with that, we are live on Saturday, 8:30 GMT, 3:30 Eastern. Catch you then. Adios.